Vedanta Society of Toronto with us. This evening, he will speak on the topic Ma Sarada and Women's Education. Please welcome Swami Kripamayanandaji.
My pronouns to revered Swamijis, and good evening to all of you. It's wonderful to be here this evening in the presence of such a huge number of devotees, admirers of Ramakrishna Vivekananda Sharada in the beautiful temple of Vedanta Society of Detroit at Warren. Today the topic given to me is Holy Mother and Women Education. Holy Mother was born in a very poor hamlet. She couldn't have any opportunity of education in that when she was born in 19th century. But she was an embodiment of learning. Sri Ramakrishna, whom many regard as Avatar, Bhagavan himself, he said, Sarada is Saraswati herself, and she has come to this world to impart knowledge. So naturally her presence was empowering and inspiring for the learning, real learning of everyone. When Sri Sarada Devi was there at the time in India, there was no women education. Even men's education was meager. All of the masses were very much illiterate. And Sri Ramakrishna, Sarada Devi, Swami Vivekananda, they came to educate. Sri Ramakrishna himself said, Jabat Vanchi Tabat Sikhi. He used to go to school. He used to learn language and had started learning mathematics. But language he studied well, arithmetic he didn't like at all. But he became such a great philosopher, the originator of new movement of religion, and a usher of great knowledge of spirituality. That was Sri Ramakrishna. By dint of his own vyakulata or his own effort to realize the truth, he went to the very source of learning called divinity, called Vidya. And what type of Vidya Sri Ramakrishna learned? Paravidya. All other Vidya are called Aparavidya, lower education, language, mathematics, Jyotish, Nirukta, all those are termed as Aparavidya, lower education. What is Paravidya? What is higher education? It is not doing PhD, that is also lower education according to Vedanta, according to our scriptures. What is higher education? Paravidya? It is Tad Aksharam Abhigamyate, which takes you to that immortality, unchangeableness, to that real state of unlimited joy. That what teaches us there is the Paravidya. And Sri Ramakrishna had that Paravidya. This person who was endowed with the knowledge of Paravidya, he says, Sarada is Saraswati. And he said, what he said about himself, who was the knower of everything. When one knows Brahman, he becomes the knower of everything. But he says, Jabat Bhachi Tavat Shikhi. As long as I live, so long do I learn. There is no end of learning. We should remain student all of life. There is knowledge coming everywhere, every time. Till I live, I learn something. Till we learn, we are young, energetic, there is joy in living. When we have learned everything, no desire to know, then life has no meaning. That's why Sri Ramakrishna said that. Swami Vivekananda was another great educationist. How he defined education? He said education is not book learning. Education is that which life building and character building, man making education that I want. That type of education where the character of a person is built, not the degrees. And having all the degrees of the world, if character is not built, if you are corrupt, you cannot control your senses, you are given to greeds and anger and fits. So not that type of education. You are a person of character, a strong character. That person is highly educated. Maybe he has less of book learning. Sri Ramakrishna has said that. And Holy Mother also was, she also tried to learn. And sometimes according to that society, somebody came, oh, women learning, reading books, and he snatched the books. Will they read novel later on? Snatch the books. That was the society at that time. Holy Mother could read. She could not write. She could not learn writing. Sri Ramakrishna could write very, very nicely. He had a wonderful handwriting, and he had written that Naren Shikhe Deve. Naren will teach to the whole world, said Sri Ramakrishna. Writing clearly with that. But Holy Mother could not write. She could write one letter, very profound letter, very important letter. She could write by her own hand, and that letter is the word and most important and most loving word in this world, and that is Ma. She could write Ma in Bengali script. That is Holy Mother. She is universal mother. And she emphasized learning. She emphasized that women should learn. There should be education. When Sister Nivedita came, following Swami Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda said, if you want to serve India, then if you want to serve me, help me, serve India. That's what he said. And Sister Nivedita, and he asked Sister Nivedita to establish a school for girls. And Holy Mother became patron of that school. That school was inaugurated by Holy Mother. She was very interested that children should go there, and she wanted that all should go. One of her disciples was Chandra Mohan Datta. He was originally from Bangladesh. Very loved Holy Mother very dearly. And that he had a daughter. Holy Mother said, send your daughter to school to learn in this school of Nivedita. It was earlier called Nivedita school. No, earlier called Sarada Muni school. Later on it became, now still that school is there, started by Holy Mother in Kolkata, called Holy Sarada, Holy Nivedita school, run by Sarada Mutt. And there he said to Chandra Mohan Datta, send your daughter. And somehow by the social pressure, he could not send his daughter and gave it in marriage. Holy Mother was she didn't like child marriage. And she said, people in the society, what has happened? The girl is like 8 years old and they make her Paragotra. In marriage the Gotra changes. And Paragotra at 8 years of age, she herself was married at 5 years. But that marriage was not ordinary marriage. It was the meeting of two divine souls for the great purpose of giving education to the whole world, to show light to the whole world. It is not marriage that early worldly means. And she was not in favor of girls getting married so early. So that was Holy Mother Chandra Mohan Datta, but could not do that. Somehow his son-in-law passed away or went away, and his daughter became widow in early age. And he said, you see, there is the weight of the world and weight of the Guru. And I followed the weight of the world, but I lost. Guru's words are more important than the words of the world. I could not do that, and I missed, and my life became miserable. So like that was Holy Mother saying. When how learned was Holy Mother? When every decision for Ramakrishna mission final decision was taken by Holy Mother. Swami Vivekananda, people said, you are such a great orator, thinker, you have to go to the United States to represent Hinduism in the World's Parliament of Religion, first World's Parliament of Religions in 1893 in our Chicago. Swami Vivekananda, when so many kings and learned professors and everybody was asking him to go and represent Hinduism there. Finally, he could not decide. Then one day he saw Sri Ramakrishna beckoning from the sea, come here. In a vision he saw. Still seeing Sri Ramakrishna and seeing his sign, it was not sufficient. He said, I will go if Holy Mother gives me permission. He was in Mumbai. Holy Mother was in Jairambati in the village. He wrote a postcard to say, this is what they are saying. Should I go to USA, United States, to in the Parliament of Religions? What Holy Mother? Everybody will say, she is in a village woman, so simple. How will she know what parliamentary religion? How will she give decision? But Holy Mother is Saraswati. She is Shangha Janani. When she got the letter, somebody read to all letters which come, she used to listen to the letter and dictate what should write. And she said, yes, you should go for that meeting. Holy Mother decided. Swami Vivekananda said, when I got the message from Holy Mother, like Hanuman, I jumped the ocean in one step and came from India to USA, crossing the whole Pacific Ocean. That's what Swami Vivekananda said. That was Holy Mother's love for education. She was very proud of women's empowerment. Some women freedom fighters were being taken very insulting way in the village there. Holy Mother said, why were the police is taking them? He said, man, why they are being treated so ill? So police is taking them for prison to arrest. He said, nobody is there to remove them, release them from the hands of police. That one, this British government is doing so much dishonor to women. I can see that they are not going to last long. British government is not going to last long. How much dignity of women Holy Mother liked. And she knew that that dignity comes with learning, with education, with knowledge. What we find today, empowerment of women all over the world, and especially in India. How much women has risen to high positions in India. They are in every field. They are directing the things. They are the leaders in society of many fields. In army, in science, in rocket science. You will find in professors, everywhere you will find bank managers, everywhere you will find women empowerment. It did not happen because of the grace of Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, whom we call Sarva Deva Devi Swarupini. She is the embodiment of the power of all gods and goddesses. Her one glance can give us mukti. Her one wish can fulfill all our desires. So Swami Vivekananda said, centering ourselves with the Holy Mother's ideal at the center, all women have to rise and be empowered. That's what Swami Vivekananda wished. And by that, Holy Mother's grace, today there is women empowerment. You find there is some decision for having women empowerment, even the electoral field. You will find from next general election, there are seats reserved that should be at least 33% of elected members should be women. What a great thing going on. Later on, it will be all equal. 50%. Why not 50%? That is the thing. But that all comes by the wish of Holy Mother. Holy Mother Sarada Devi had great power behind the education and empowerment of women. She guided the society that way. She accepted the foreigners who had gone from England and US as her own daughters in that society. A Brahmin widow accepting those, eating with those, making them sit on her bed. It was unthinkable. Swami Vivekananda was overwhelmed when he heard that Holy Mother has accepted all these women from the foreign land of professing different religion. How broad was Holy Mother at that time? She was a rebellious, she was beyond her time at that time. That was Holy Mother's, her own learning. It is not for nothing that Sri Ramakrishna said, Holy Mother is Sarada Devi. She has come to impart knowledge. Swami Vivekananda at one time said, we are monks I have to sell this Berumat land recently acquired to do the relief work. Holy Mother said, you are not going to sell that. It is not for one time that Benumat will do one relief. In future, so many reliefs will be done by that. No, Naren, you are not going to sell that. She could veto Swami Vivekananda's decisions and will guide Swami Vivekananda all decisions final. And she was the final say. Swami Vivekananda himself is to say, oh, Holy Mother is the high court. There is nothing beyond her decision. We bow down to Holy Mother, Sangha Janani, Sarva Deva Devi Swarupini, the one who graces all beings, men and women equally, for she is our eternal Mother. Janma Janmantare Ma. Thank you.